What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The catch. Fam, I hope you guys are doing phenomenal tonight. Hope you guys are ready to throw together another 2024 fantasy football team with me, hopefully. Hope you guys are ready to get into a 2024 fantasy football draft. I'm going to try and give it a minute or so here. So if you guys do want to hop in, you guys have the opportunity. I know there are one or two of you guys out there on the Discord who wanted to get in tonight. I know some of you guys have missed the Underdog drafts past couple nights too. So going to just get set up. Sorry guys, a couple minutes late to the stream tonight. But just going to get set up. I'm probably going to hop into the Pitbull or Best Ball Mania tonight. J-Dubs, if you're out there, I promised you an eliminator. We can do that tomorrow because I'm like brain dead tonight. So just want to throw together a basic team tonight. So let me finish getting everything set up here. Should be good to go in just a second. And then I'll see what you guys are saying in the chat. Pitbull's a $20 entry. Best Ball Mania is a $25 entry. So I'm really good with either one. 100K to first in the Pitbull. And you guys know Best Ball Mania. It's 1.5 mil to first. So let me know what you guys are feeling, and I'm down to hop into either one. And if you guys don't make a choice, I'll just make a choice. And hopefully, like last time I tried to get into Pitbull lobby, it wasn't filling very quickly. So, I mean, maybe if I hop into one of those, we'll have some time. But I'll just give it a couple moments here, and then we'll get rolling. All right. Yeah, like I said, I just want to throw together a normal squad, nothing crazy. I don't see any guys from the Discord and the chat quite yet. I think I'll just hop into Best Ball Mania. And maybe I'll have time for a second draft. If that's what you guys want. I mean, there's 7 spots right now. So if you guys want to get in, you should be able to. Feels like past couple of days, the draft's been feeling a little bit slower. I mean, we just got through like a couple rounds of like kind of cheaper tournaments and everything, so maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. Maybe not. There's 6 spots, so I'm in Best Ball Mania. Obviously, 30-second per pick lobby. Anyone out there? I know Shane has missed a couple of drafts. Taylor was asking on Discord. So we're standing by. I got 4 spots open. All right. Oh. Okay. There's a poll for you guys. 3 spots open, ladies and gentlemen. Vincent's in the house. What's going on, man? Cat's in the house. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by to say what's up. We will miss you in tonight's draft, certainly. Hopefully we get another round of cheaper tournaments soon. So I know some of you guys will hop in once we do. All right, draft is full. I don't see anyone from Discord. I feel bad. But why am I at the 1.1 again? You guys go back and watch the streams. always at the 1.1. Oh, well. Cat says, I'll save some T-Law for you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. This is like legitimately like... I might go back and count at this point. I mean, I'm about to start drafting CeeDee Lamb and Tyreek Hill from the 1.1 just to get a little bit more exposure. But I really feel like hero running back, anchor running back, whatever you want to call it, works out well from the 1.1. Cat says, mix it up, go Chaser JJ. Yeah. Man, I just need, like, I need some different first-round exposure. Because if I don't have the 1.1, I've been getting the 1.2, the 1.3, the 1.4. I mean, I have a decent amount of exposure of Lamb, Hill, JJ, Amon-Ra, Chase, as well as CMC. It's everyone who comes after. Bijan, Hall, AJ Brown, Puka Nacua, Garrett Wilson, Gibbs, MH Jr., but then also like that kind of second round tier there, like Olave. Sometimes Ayuk and Nico Collins fall, JT falls, like, but even then, like, the exposure is still small. So I don't know, nothing I can do about it. Like, really nothing I can do about it is what it is. But I just feel like I don't have a ton of experience so far this offseason drafting in those later spots. And then even in the sleeper, like, mock drafts we've been doing, that's why we started to go no random order, because both Pete and myself, both of us here on the channel, were getting early picks over and over again. So I don't know. Maybe it's a challenge. But yeah, I already know I'm going to go back-to-back wide receiver at 24 and 25. Maybe it's a tough spot to go quarterback early, because you have picks 24, 25. First QB off the board is Josh Allen at 37. Like, you can go, I've done a lot of drafts where I get Mahomes at pick 48. Then at pick 49, I go like Hollywood. Then wrapping back around to pick 72, Rashee Rice is there. I take him. Not always there, but sometimes he is. And I take a guy like Deontay Johnson, Christian Watson, you know? And then I just build off a running back after that. Nice spot to stack Lamar and Andrews. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I can go against ADP, and plus, like, Lamar might fall out to 48. And Andrew can as well. But I just feel like no matter what, the best picks at 24, 25 are back-to-back wide receivers. Unless, like, JT or Saquon Barkley falls out there. And I think I've taken Derrick Henry once or twice there. I'm really high on Henry this year. But it's a lot of streams from the 1.1, which is okay. I'm just going to be a 1.1 master. I do feel like in both, whether you're drafting best ball, underdog, doing a mock draft for the upcoming season in a 12-team format, the 1.1 is a good spot to go hero running back, which is good because you're probably going C-Mac with that top pick, right? I'm starting to see some drafts where, we've seen a couple already, of course. People are going to go Lamb and Hill there at times, but starting to become a little bit more of a trend. Like, and that kind of happens when you have like a set player at the 1.1 for majority of the offseason. Now we're getting into about to be middle of July, then it'll be August. And like, people want to make a case for someone else at the 1.1, and like sometimes it's for the best, sometimes it's not. Man, but Saquon Barkley's here. You know what? Let's just switch it up tonight. All that talk, let's just switch it up. I don't even care. All different bye weeks. triple running back. Just give me a different team. Let's just see what happens. At this point, we can take one more late round running back, maybe two if we want. We can just load up at wide receiver. A couple rounds, go late round quarterback, sprinkle tight end somewhere in here. Let's just see what happens. Shane, good to see you, bro. Sorry you missed it. I was waiting. I was trying to wait for you, bro. I really was. Go back and rewind the stream. I was like, Shane, I know you're out there. Sorry, I tried to give you a little bit of a heads up on Discord too, but I didn't really know what time I was going to be able to get on tonight. This is Best Ball Mania. I'll be on tomorrow night and probably hopefully for a little bit of a longer stream too. I'm probably going to do one draft tonight. But yeah, maybe we can do Best Ball Mania or Pitbull tomorrow and then do an eliminator. Then maybe do like a weekly winners. Maybe do a long stream. Get a couple tourneys going tomorrow. And I'll try to remind you guys tomorrow night-ish. We should be able to get a long stream in tomorrow. Tommy, good to see you, bro. What's up? Always appreciate you listening in from work. Yeah, for those of you guys out there, just switching it up tonight. I've drafted from the 1.1 a ton. Like, literally almost every other stream. And most of the time when I'm in Best Ball Mania, I'm at the 1.1. So, Saquon falls here. We just go in at running back. Let's just go with a different build tonight. Like I was saying, leading up to pick 24, majority of the time here, almost 99% of the time, I'm going double wide receivers at pick 24 and 25. But decided to spice it up tonight. Why not? So let's look ahead. Picks 48, 49, 72, 73. We're looking at like Christian Kirk if we're lucky, then Terry McLaurin, Hollywood, Keenan Allen, Jaden Reed, Calvin Ridley, Chris Godwin. Pick 72, 73. Sometimes Rashee Rice will fall. I don't know if I really want Rashee Rice on this team. Maybe I do, though. Then we're looking at Deontay Johnson, Christian Watson, JSN. I do like that tier. Then we get picks 96, 97. The drop-off at wide receivers. Pretty drastic. Shane, 1.1, not a bad problem to have. I know, man. It's not. I'm not even like particularly complaining ultimately, but just overall, just it's giving me a lack of exposure to certain players. And plus, I generally like drafting from later positions as well. But you're right. I come off the board with whoever I want guaranteed to start the draft. And like I said, I've also just had a lot of early picks, like anywhere between the 1.1 and the 1.6, 1.1, 1.5, really. So that top tier wide receiver, I have a lot of exposure to. And then, yeah, I've drafted so many teams from the 1.1 that, like, Mike Evans, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Nico Collins, Devonta Smith, DJ Moore. And I like all those guys this year, but a lot of exposure to those guys. Jalen Waddle. But not bad. But then, like, I mean, there's, like, 1 week where I feel like I drafted, like, the same team, like, twice in the same week. Just went with that, like, kind of heavy Mahomes Chiefs stack. Correlation with the Niners, too. And, like, I'm still in a position where I can probably take Patrick Mahomes and Hollywood Brown right here. And part of me wants to do it and then try and get Rashee Rice at 72. Be kind of a powerhouse team. James Cook is available. Probably going to be available here. And I'm really high on James Cook this year, too. ETN's still available, too. It's kind of a light running back draft outside of my team. There goes ETN. I was about to say, I mean, like, he's a good value here, but man, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. We're just going all in. This is like if you gave your dad your Underdog account. You're right, Cats does not get ballsier than this. And this is just this is kind of a tough team to draft against because, and I'm not even saying this is like a great strategy, but not a lot of teams are going to go triple running back, quarterback, and just one wide receiver through the first 5 rounds. But like I always say, draft different teams, draft different builds, switch up your exposure. And this isn't exactly switching up my exposure. It's definitely switching up my build and maybe potentially switching up exposure down the road in the rest of this draft. We'll find out. Shane, I like the 1.1 to 1.5. All my exposures in late 1.10 to 1.12. See, maybe I'm complaining for no reason. That might be what it is. Somebody out there wants the early picks, and I'm not against the early picks. I'm just getting them all the time, and specifically the 1-1. But it's okay. Tommy, we just randomized a 10-team league that I'm in this year. Got the 10 spot. Going to be spicy. I always like that back-to-back selection, whether you're a 10-team, 18, 12-team, 14-team. You're basically, like, I don't really care what anyone says. The first, 15, 16 players off the board, and I really feel firmly about it this coming season, they're all first-round talents. Like, there's tier breaks for sure. But there's some really good players at the top of the second round, and especially in a 10-team league, like very good players who are going to be available right there. So I love that for you, man. You get pick 10, pick 11. I mean, you just imagine, right? Go A.J. Brown, Marvin Harrison, A.J. Brown, Puka Nacua, Jahmyr Gibbs, A.J. Brown. Maybe Garrett Wilson falls back. Maybe Breece Hall falls back. You just never know. Maybe go Garrett Wilson, Jahmyr Gibbs. Like, there's all kinds of great stacks. Chris Olave, Drake London. I guess those aren't stacks, but great combinations. So, Tommy, I'm strongly considering going RB in that same league. Yeah, especially if Hall falls. If he does, I think you can get Hall and Gibbs. That's just beautiful. You go Gibbs A-Chain, Gibbs Taylor, Gibbs Barkley. I'm okay with all of those. Man, James Cook, Rachaad White falling back. This is a light running back draft. Outside of my team, it's a pretty light draft. Which makes sense, especially in Best Ball Mania. Shane, I like RB in redraft. I don't dislike. I mean, I kind of view it as a double hero running back approach, right? I mean, very, very rarely am I going triple running back, but tonight I felt like it. But yeah, I think you just go in at, wide receiver. Probably go quarterback late. Maybe get a mid-ish 8th, 9th round tight end. But yeah, just go heavy wide receiver after that. But I think it's definitely fine in redraft formats. It just depends on who you end up getting. I mean, honestly, if you get any combination with any first round back, C-Mac, Bijan, Hall, and then some formats Gibbs is still going first round. Man, this guy stole Rashid Rice from me. Jerk. But you get any combination of C-Mac, Bijan, Hall, Gibbs with A-Chain, JT, Barkley, and call me crazy, but I'll argue Derrick Henry, and pardon me, and Kyron Williams fine. I think Isaiah Pacheco is okay too, but you can probably wait. I think you can wait to go Pacheco, ETN, Cook, even though I think an Underdog, it's slightly pushed back to a degree for those guys. But yeah, I think any of those combinations would make me happy. Man, they took Xavier Worthy from me too, boys. See, it's a risky, this was working more, and now it's not. people are warming up a little bit to Rashee Rice. Plus, I think when people see you have Mahomes and Hollywood, there's one of these drafts where I did Pacheco, Mahomes, Hollywood. And I may have gotten, I think I got Xavier Worthy. I think he fell back. But like, I think when people start to see that, and it's more difficult to get Mahomes and Kelsey from this spot. I haven't been able to do that yet. But I don't, it's kind of like there are other combinations out there, but I think the Chiefs are one of them that people are trying to block. Plus, like, Xavier Worthy is a wide receiver 4, Rashee Rice wide receiver 4. Even if another team has Mahomes, it's like these are still good options for wide receiver 4, undoubtedly. So yeah, I got Deontay Johnson, Christian Watson, JSN, Jordan Addison, Ladd McConkey all on the board. Probably just take any 2 of these guys right here because wide receivers must have right now. I'm gonna go Deontay, and I'm gonna go Christian Watson. But I almost went JSN just to switch it up a bit there. But I feel like upside kind of important here. Not JSN, but Deontay Johnson kind of gives us like mid guy. I think he's gonna be fine. Better in full PPR, but Watson gives us that upside. Hollywood gives us upside. We kind of need upside at this point in the draft. But yeah, bummer. Rice is gone. I mean, at that point, it's like go all in on the stack. But we still have a stack is the important thing. We still have Hollywood. We still have Mahomes. And now we're not going quarterback anytime soon. On a lot of these 1.1 drafts where I get Mahomes, because I end up with Deontay Johnson, I end up going Bryce Young late as my QB2 because I believe Mahomes will be fine to get us through. I don't need a tremendous amount of points out of Bryce Young in that one bye week. Or I go Jordan Love because I have Christian Watson. Jordan Love's ADP is 97.9. So you have pick 97. And then I think Romeo Dobbs he's 105, so you can kind of reach for him. Then Dontavion Wicks is 122, so you pick 120. So it's like you go in on a second stack, which might be what I do. Because once again, kind of gamble, but you can go Luke Musgrave as like your tight end 1 pretty late. And then you can go totally Jatavian Sanders is your tight end 2. Not like you can also pick another tight end earlier too, but you're just going in on kind of some late round building blocks for your core roster that are also stacks. But it's also like I like Musgrave a lot, but I think he could have a breakout season. He kind of fits that mold of player I look for in a second year tight end. But there's still a lot of mouths to feed on that offense, and so it's my tight end 1. It's okay in some builds, but just want to be prepared for it too. So, all right, looking ahead to pick 96. This is kind of a spot where I like Raheem Mostert, and I think he's worth taking as an RB4. But this is also a team like just don't need a RB4. So Jordan Love, like we just talked about, Romeo Dobbs, it makes sense. You can also go like Rashid Shaheed, Romeo Dobbs here, Tyler Lockett, Rashid Shaheed. I don't think Jameson Williams is going to last. I don't think Cortland Sutton's going to last. DeAndre Swift, I don't think he's going to last. Those are probably my top-rated players. So we'll see. But yeah, Shaheed is another player. Like if you're in a position with a quarterback like Mahomes, Allen, Hurts, Stroud, Jackson, whoever you view in that tier, Derek Carr is basically undrafted. His ADP is 200. So if you get a guy like Shaheed, especially if you have Olave early, it's a free stack, And I do think it's really important to kind of identify those later round potential building blocks that are stacks, right? Because they still hold value. Um, and when it comes at such a cheap price, it just obviously allows you to build up at other positions, especially when you're in a build like this where you need wide receiver help. All right, 3 picks away. Jameson Williams and Cortland Sutton both available. I could see any of these teams picking. I mean, you got 4 wide receivers, 4 wide receivers. There goes Tony Pollard. To say this team a little less likely. He's got 5. But the thing with wide receivers, I mean, they can go at any point, any draft. Yeah, I mean, if I got J-Mo and Cortland Sutton right there, I would have been super happy. I might not get either. But they're both pretty against ADP at this point. Sutton only about 5 spots back, but J-Mo quite a few spots back. So yeah, I think I'll just go Sutton here, and then like I said, I like Raheem Mostert. It's just so weird. I'm gonna go Mostert, and then I'm not gonna draft another running back. The other option is just Romeo Doubs there. Like I almost just went J-Lo. If Sutton's not there, I probably just go J-Lo and then Romeo Doubs, right? And just build a Packer stack. But I just think getting a cheaper stack later on makes more sense with the way we went ultra aggressive at running back. So picks 120, 121. Let's see. I will still pick Dontavion Wicks if he's there. Oh, gosh. This drop-off at wide receiver. I like Brandon Cooks. I don't know if he's going to be there. Drop-off sucks. At tight end, maybe I go... This kind of in a heavy tight end draft. We're at pick 103, and Dallas Goedert, Dalton Schultz, Freiermuth commits the top tier. I want to see what kind of happens here. Can we do a 14-team mock with an extra flex? Yeah, at some point, for sure. Not today, but yeah, definitely in the next couple of weeks, Shane. Yeah, I almost went. I thought about Lockett there too, Shane. Mostert, not really a necessity, but we're like C-Mac, Barkley, Henry, Mostert. We're set at running back, in my opinion. I can still take a late round shot on someone if I want. This is a super weird team. Mahomes, C-Mac, Barkley, Henry, Mostert, Hollywood Brown, Deontay Johnson, Christian Watson, Cortland Sutton. I actually like this build. Like I said, switch up your guys' exposure, switch up your builds, all that good stuff. And I'm just going to sit back and see who's available at 120. Kind of the tough thing here is like might have to get a tight end. Probably don't have to, but appreciate it, Tommy. This is a weird build. I've definitely never gone 3 running backs. The first, I don't know if I've gone like hero wide receiver. I've never. Yeah, I don't think I've had a single underdog draft where I go 3 running backs in a row. Let's see what happens though. Shane, I like the team too. Yeah, I mean, if these wide receivers work out and we get good late round tight end value, then I mean this team could do something. If we had got J-Mo there, I mean we were very close. We got J-Mo and Sutton. I'd actually be feeling pretty good. But I also am I've talked about this in the past couple of streams. Like I think Raheem Mostert is still a really like just a huge value pick. So I still think he's going to get plenty of touches, especially the beginning part of the season. And like he might have less touches, but I think he's going to get plenty of value touches, undoubtedly. I think he's going to get a lot of red zone touches. I think that offense is still going to be good. So I just don't really see him disappearing from the offense. Like, and I understand A-Chain's the upside, but it's like A-Chain also has plenty of injury risk too. And Mostert doesn't have a great injury history either, but I don't know. I just think where he finished last year, where he's being drafted this year, I'm just all over him. And I think David Montgomery, I kind of view the same way. Like, Lions ran the football a ton last year. See, this is a tough spot because I don't know who's going to get picked here. But Brandon Cooks, Tavon Wicks, Dalton Schultz. I like all these selections a lot right here. And this has been a pretty heavy tight end draft. I really don't know who will be available at 144 and 145. I mean, like, there's a chance. And there goes Wicks. Which kind of makes me feel better about not going Jordan Love. So I'll take Cooks. There are some running backs I really like, but yeah, I'll just go Dalton Schultz here. Let's just get our tight end 1 off the board and try and get Musgrave with one of the next 2 picks. And like, I'm sorry, tight ends. I always feel like wasteful when I go out and get my tight ends. Like, it's the most boring picks. Unless I go kind of early, go Dalton. I mean, if I go early so far this year, I'm really targeting Dalton Kincaid. Like, this team had Josh Allen, so they go Kincaid a little early. Perfectly fine. Trey McBride, maybe the other guy in that area that I like if they fall at the right value. Other than that, I've been going Ferguson, Ingram. And if I don't get one of those 2, I'm seeing if Dallas Goedert falls. If he doesn't fall, I'm just going Schultz. Schultz with Kmet, Schultz with Freiermuth, Musgrave. I'm a little worried about Hawkinson. I had some more builds with Hawkinson initially, and I don't know. I don't know how long Hawkinson's actually going to miss. So I'm going to actually check. Yeah, still no update on TJ Hawkinson. I mean, training camp right around the corner, so we should get a pretty good update. Stober, good to see you. What is up, my dude? See, and that's the thing. Like, I think this is such a good year to go late round quarterback. And I'm traditionally a late round quarterback guy. But I just end up getting Mahomes and Hurts are the 2 guys I'm drafting the most in those early Ursula. And from the 1.1, I just really like Mahomes because, like I said earlier, you're just in a spot you can get Hollywood Brown. And then Rashee Rice and or Xavier Worthy, which we didn't get tonight, but I have plenty of builds where I've gotten one of those 2 guys. Rashee Rice being the main guy that I like to get there, but I've been in on Njoku. Yeah, and Njoku's fine too. I mean, he's not. I mean, in the 8th round, it's fine. The only thing I worry about with Njoku, and he was fine to start the year last year, but those high volume games at the end of the season were with Joe Flacco quarterback, you know? Because Watson had such a weird year last year. Played the first 3 games, then missed the next 2. Bye week was week 5. Then played 5 snaps in week 7. Didn't play week 8. Then played week 9 and week 10. Got hurt again week 10. So Njoku week 1 with Watson 4.4. Week 2 with Watson 6.8. Week 3 6 points. We won't count week 7. Just 5 snaps. Week 9, 12 points. good. Week 10, 11 points. 15 targets week 11 against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was really bad against tight ends last year. Those big games, though. Week 14, 27 points. Week 15, 26 points. Week 16, 16 points. Week 17, 17 points. Weird coincidence. Those all came with Joe Flacco. That's just what worries me. And I think actually where he's going is fine. I truly do. So I don't have a problem picking him, but I feel like that upside is just maybe not there. I was hoping Dotson would fall. It's a really good pick for this guy. He got Jaden Daniels and Eckler. That's actually a pretty solid team right there. Just a little light at running back. But we aren't. He took Dotson in a heartbeat. That was a really nice fall for him because Dotson's ADP is like 130. Or I think it's 136, so not too crazy against ADP there. All right, I mean, I guess I'm going Ricky Pearsall here and then Luke Musgrave. Never mind. So I got picks 168, 169. There's actually some receivers I like in that area. I'll go Musgrave. I could just go QB2 and get Cousins, Stafford, or Rodgers. But truthfully, I just think a dart throw at wide receiver makes more sense. Running back's awful. So Jermaine Burton, Demario Douglas, Darnell Mooney, Xavier Leggett. Let's go Xavier Leggett. I have a lot of shares of Burton and Demario Douglas. And I have a few shares of Darnell Mooney. But let's go Leggett. Switch up exposure, but also correlation to Deontay Johnson already on this team. And like I said, Bryce Young is probably in the mix for this team. That's my QB2. We have pick 192. His ADP is 192. So, and like if I want a late round tight end to end this draft, can go to Jatavian Sanders. I mean, we can probably get him at 216. His ADP is 212, so maybe not. But these next two picks, 168, 169. We're going back-to-back wide receivers. I'd consider Jalen Wright, but he's not going to fall. I mean, if he fell at a 168, I'd take him just because we have Mostert. I do like Chuba Hubbard. I think he's a really good RB5. So I'll see about those two guys. But I think these next two picks, Demario Douglas, who'll probably get picked before then, Rashad Bateman, Randall Robinson, DeMarcus Robinson's moved up in ADP. Kind of like Troy Franklin and Malachi Corley. Upside rookie-ish picks. That's really it. So, you know me, I'm going for DeMarcus Robinson. And Njoku won't do anything significant with Watson. And I think full PPR, right? We have to remember Underdog's half PPR. So I do think full PPR, like he can have 10 point, 11 point, 12 point games. There goes Chuba Hubbard. I just worry about the upside, right? That upside was coming from Joe Flacco. Weird thing to say. 2024, looking back at last year, you know. But Joe Flacco is the man, apparently. Where is he now? With the Colts, right? Such a Flacco landing spot. Yeah, he's with the Colts. I mean, hey, I'm no bad juju against A-Rich, but we might actually see Joe Flacco play this year, even if it's only 1 or 2 games. How do you guys feel about Hawkinson? I mean, like, this team just has Brock Bowers and Hawkinson, plenty of upside, but like that would just scare me. Bowers still in an unproven situation. Weird quarterback play. Rookie season. And then, yeah, Hawkinson might miss a lot of time. All right, there goes Jalen Wright. I didn't think he was going to last. Let's go Kyron, Kamara, Javante, Rico, Jalen Wright. One thing I need to do or start doing more of during these drafts is really pay attention to other teams, too. Just kind of see what people are doing. Man, if Adam Thielen slid here, I mean, we're going all in on the Panthers. I would have taken Thielen, too. All right, so we kind of want to see quarterback chill out. Like, Stafford Cousins here makes sense. We have a little bit of a buffer. Rodgers, Mayfield, Geno, Will Levis. So at this point, having two Panthers wide receivers, like, we want Bryce Young on this team. All right, 3 picks away. I'm really scared all 3 guys I want right here are going to get picked. Raiders to the playoffs. I mean, like, there are offensive playmakers on this team, and it's easier than ever to make the playoffs, you know? There's always 1 or 2, 3 teams, if we're looking at the AFC and the NFC, that make it in. So, I like it. They got Max Crosby. And who they signed on the D-line, they're going to have a good front 7, or at least good defensive line this year. There are playmakers on this team, and I mean, you never know. A little Gardner Minshew magic might be all you need. All right, give me Demarcus Robinson, Malachi Corley. Bateman's okay there, too, I think. Christian Wilkinson. Yeah, dude, that combo is going to be... They're going to do a lot of talking, too. A lot of talking. And this guy's got the Cowboy stack, Lamb, Fergie and Prescott, Baker with Evans, and Matthew Stafford hanging around. I think some people are trying to buffer Dak Prescott now with the walking boot sitch. Nothing like a good walking boot sitch first week of July. All right, did the Bateman team? No, I'm just interested. I feel like Lamar Jackson and Bateman's. Like, when is you can probably pretty easily go Flowers, Lamar, maybe Andrews, Lamar if you reach. Depends on the draft, and then get Bateman. Even go Henry, Flowers, Lamar. Not every draft, but some drafts. Then definitely get Bateman late. For you Raiders fans out there. All right, here's what we've done tonight. Mahomes, he's all alone. I'm literally just going 4 running backs. C-Mac, Barkley, Henry, Mostert. If these guys can't take us to the promised land, no one can. Okay. Hollywood, Deontay Johnson, Christian Watson, Cortland Sutton, Brandon Cooks, Xavier Leggett, Demarcus Robinson, Malachi Corley. We've got plenty of upside here. I mean, this is what happens if you go 3 running backs, then a quarterback. But not the worst. Dalton Schultz and Luke Musgrave at tight end. So some Packers correlation, Panthers correlation. Obviously, Chiefs correlation. So where we're at, ladies and gentlemen, I actually don't think it's that bad. I've drafted worse teams. But now I'm like, yeah, Geno Smith, Bryce Young, Drake May, Danny Dimes, Derek Carr, and I'm hoping that Bryce Young comes to us. If he doesn't, oh well. Thank you, Stober. Yeah, I mean, I just, Saquon fell, and I just said, screw it. Let's go with the third running back. Henry's my guy right there. Kyron would have been fine. I think you can even reach for Pacheco if you know you're going to get, target Mahomes there and then target another Chiefs player in the fifth. And then we were targeting a Chiefs player at 72, 73 and didn't get one. But I think if you're strategically going in on the Chiefs, you could go Pacheco there as well. But yeah, here we are. It's just one of those situations where you're like, I can't believe I'm crossing my fingers for Bryce Young. Then at 193, probably just taking a full dart throw at wide receiver. I could go another tight end. I'm starting to get a lot of exposure to Chicken Conquo. Could go running back here, just get like a handcuff. I think that's fine too. Get a fifth guy. Damian Pierce has been kind of the handcuff running back in this range that I go after because Mixon goes down. I think Pierce gets the touches for those weeks. We've seen him have 1,000 receiving yards. Like I said, I think Chicken Conquo is fine here. It's just at wide receiver, it's like so bad. And we don't like, I kind of have Jatavion Sanders queued up if he falls at 216. But he's just like, I don't care if we don't end up with him. It's just one more Panthers players. Okay, this guy has 3 quarterbacks, so I don't think he's going to go Bryce Young. I was going to say, I've seen it happen before, but all right. Bryce Young, let's go. Yeah, Mitchell's kind of a good call, but he's not available. No Eli Mitchell. It's just like wide receiver right here. It's just gross. So let's just take our. We don't like have to go running back there, like, but it just gives us one more potential guy, a good handcuff. We could go another quarterback there, like Derek Carr. We could go Bo Nix. We have Cortland Sutton on this team. Could go Justin Fields. Maybe JJ McCarthy. Got both the Raiders quarterbacks here. Could go Taysom Hill. You never know what's going to happen with that. Wide receivers, Javon Baker, Devontae Walker, Tyler Boyd is who I'm drafting the most of in that area, unless I have Kyler Murray, because Zay Jones and Greg Dortch are both here. Like, if you have Dak, you go Jalen Tolbert, Darius Slayton, if you have Daniel Jones for some reason, DJ Chark. And some of these guys are against ADP at this point. Odell Beckham, Rondell Moore, if you have Kirk Cousins. At this point, like, I've taken Khalif Raymond in this area just on teams where I have Goff and Amon-Ra. Goff, Laporta, whatever. Just one more Lions player. But, like, other than those, like, potential to build a further stack, there's no reason in reaching for these guys. I've drafted quite a bit of Tyler Boyd, though. And I like Chicken. I mean, I kind of secretly really like Tennessee's offense on paper right now. Kind of comes down to, is Will Levis going to be good or not? But yeah, Shane, if Eli Mitchell was there, definitely would have been a good pick. Where did he? Yeah, he went at 15.2. So no shot at getting him. But on a team with CMC, definitely makes sense. So, yeah, I mean, there's basically the squad for you guys. Mahomes, Bryce Young. I have at least 3, if not 4 teams now with Mahomes and Bryce Young. So, okay. C-Mac, Barkley, Henry, Mostert, Pierce, Hollywood, Deontay Johnson, Christian Watson, Cortland Sutton, Brandon Cooks, Xavier Leggett, Demarcus Robinson, Malachi Corley, and then Schultz and Musgrave at tight end. For what it is, I'll take it. How many wide receivers is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this last pick, either best available wide receiver. Could go Bo Nix if I was feeling crazy just because Cortland Sutton's on this team. If I had more Broncos players, like if Javonte Williams was on this team, or maybe we went Troy Franklin. Like he got picked a little early, 13.12. That team was in need of wide receiver. Then maybe we're more inclined to go Bo Nix. I don't really feel inclined, but he's got a different bye week than Mahomes and Young. With just one Broncos receiver, I don't feel inclined. If we had 2, especially Troy Franklin, who, obviously they were in college together, then maybe it's worth it. Yeah, these Arizona wide receivers are really weird. Zay Jones, Greg Dortch, both sitting there. I mean, there goes Dortch, the torch. I think if you have Kyler, it makes a lot of sense, but it's like someone's going to be the wide receiver 2 on that team. Right? Other than Trey McBride behind. I mean, MH Jr., Trey McBride. Maybe is it Michael Wilson? He had some flashes last year. It's not Zach Pascal, I can tell you that much. It's probably not going to be Chris Moore. So Zay Jones, Greg Dortch, Michael Wilson. It's just tough to say. Yeah, no Tolbert. Yeah, I'll just go. Let's go Odell Beckham. It was either him or I was gonna go Jatavion Sanders, but I think Schultz and Musgrave are fine. Rookie tight ends make me shakier than like any other position. All right, Mahomes, Young, C-Mac, Barkley, Henry, Mostert, Dameon Pierce, Hollywood, Deontay, Christian Watson, Cortland Sutton, Cooks, Leggett, Robinson, Malachi Corley, Odell Beckham, Dalton Schultz, and Luke Musgrave. There's your team for the night, ladies and gentlemen. Heavy RB approach. That's what it might look like for you guys. If you go 3 running backs and an early quarterback. Turned out good. Better than I thought with the start. Yeah, that was a risky start. I'm telling you guys, man. Okay. All right, here's all my best ball mania drafts. 1.1, 1.3, 1.3, 1.1, 1.6, 1.9. We got Bijan in that one. 1.4, 1.11. Who'd we get in this? Puka and Cup with Stafford and Demarcus Robinson. There's a team right there. 1.4, 1.7. We got Breece Hall. 1.10. We got Puka and Drake London. We got a lot of early picks. Poodle 1.11, 1.4. Pretty even. Puppy 2, 1.4, 1.4, 1.3, 1.2. Chihuahua 1.7. We got JJ. Good value. 1.1, 1.4, 1.2, 1.5. Chihuahua 3, 1.5. Mini Schnauzer 1.5. It's a lot of early picks for me. So that's literally, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 teams out of all my entries so far that were picks 1.7 or later. Then I have 2 weekly winners. I only have 2 weekly winners. Okay. Was my pre-draft team. Stroud, Fields, Darnold. I guess this is when I was really in on the Stroud opium before the NFL draft. White, Monty Swift, Chuba, Keaton Mitchell, Damian Pierce, Lamb, Collins, Diggs, J-Mo, Dobbs, Shaheed, Ricky Pearsall, Jalen Hyatt, Dalton Schultz, Chicken Conquo, Gerald Everett. So this is a pure. That's why I went Damian Pierce on this team. Stroud, Collins, Diggs, Schultz. Okay. If you guys do any of the pre-draft teams, it's always fun to look at them. But all right, still plenty of good squads out here. I got a lot of exposure to Mahomes. I'm surprised he's not my most drafted. I guess the late round guys make sense here. But Mahomes, in terms of the early guys, definitely. Mahomes, then Stroud, then Hurts makes sense. So, running backs, we're still looking at Gus the Bus. Henry's getting up there. Swift, Pacheco, Monty, Mostert's getting up there. Barkley right next to Mostert. Wide receivers, Demarcus Robinson, Demario Douglas. Your late round guys going to be there. But Hollywood, Dobbs, Bateman, Watson. These I just keep taking Odell Beckham as my last pick. It's just hard to tell because your late round guys are always going to be up there. But if we're looking at first round players, Amon Ra, Tyreek Hill. I was going to say, I'm surprised. I feel like I've gotten a good amount of CeeDee Lamb. But no. CeeDee Lamb. It's just at 4.8. Brown, 4.8. Oh, sorry, I missed JJ. He's at 9.5. Where's Chase? Chase at 4.8. It's pretty even. But I've had the 1.2 a lot, so Hill's up there. Tight end Schultz makes sense. He's just so cheap. Komet, cheap. Fergie, Ingram. I know I've drafted a lot of those guys. I mean, really, we got a lot of players at 19%. Komet, Ferguson, Ingram, Jatavion Sanders, Musgrave, Gesicki, Hawkinson, and Conquo. Kincaid sitting there right at 14.3. I mean, I'm targeting Kincaid, but he's a pricey commodity these days. Yeah, a lot of these guys just randos. Goddard's at 4.8. Freiermuth at 4.8. But I got to switch up my tight end exposure. That's one thing that's hurt me the past 2 years in Underdog. So we'll keep that in mind. All right, ladies and gents, that does it for tonight's stream. So hit the like on the way out. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. I'll be back on tomorrow. Hopefully do a longer stream, and we can do a couple Underdog drafts tomorrow too. So love you guys, man. Love this community. Love the Catch fam. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a good night, everyone. That I will say. Thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch. And